In this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 illogical excuses I hear from people about why they carry a pistol with an empty chamber. Yep, we're going to kick this dead horse one more time. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. And in my most viewed video, 3 concealed carry mistakes that could get you killed, the number one thing that I said, which has got a lot of pushback and a lot of excuses in the comments for why it's a bad idea, is that carrying a firearm with an empty chamber could get you killed. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute in this video. But first, a big thank you to the folks at Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Hog Holsters makes the holster that I carry my concealed pistol in every day, and I've carried it through numerous training classes, rolling around, crawling, jumping, everything with no issues. And this is the holster. It's the Hog Holster inside the waistband holster, and it allows me to carry my pistol safely with a round in the chamber. And Hog Holsters are made one at a time the old world way in Arizona, USA, and you can save 10% on your Hog Holster order over $30 by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word. Thanks again to Hog Holsters. So, I've got some notes here. I want to make sure I get this right because I don't want anybody saying that I said the wrong thing here. But basically, I've got it narrowed down to the top 5 irrational excuses that seem to be the most common for why people carry with an empty chamber. I call them irrational because it seems like the people making them have not really thought through their reasoning to recognize the flaws in their logic. Look, why don't any of us carry a gun in the first place, considering the very, very small chance that we'll ever really need it? I think it's because we recognize that, however unlikely, if we do need a gun, nothing else will do in that situation. So, after making the decision to carry a firearm in spite of the odds, why would we intentionally do anything to handicap ourselves in the extremely rare case we do need to defend ourselves or our loved ones with deadly force? Let me be really clear. My goal is not to encourage anybody to do anything that they are not confident or competent enough to do safely. It is to encourage everyone to be honest with themselves about the absolute fact that a decision to carry with an empty chamber is at least some level of self-induced handicap and how their level of competence influences that decision. So again, I've got my notes here. I'm trying to get this right. So here are the top 5 irrational excuses for carrying with an empty chamber. Number 1, it's not safe. Man, this is like one of the top ones. To me, the translation is, I'm not safe, the person writing it. This is assuming that you have a good functioning modern firearm and a good holster like a Hog Holster or a good, competent, strong, sturdy holster. Then if that's not the case, you need to fix that, okay? But I'm talking about a normal firearm that says not safe. That's just... That's a level of competence, okay? Confidence and competence. To paraphrase Paul Markle, we carry guns to be dangerous on demand, not safe. So you want to be dangerous on demand, but you want to be safe the rest of the time. And that is not a function of the gun. That is a function of you and of me, and that's right up here. So get training, okay? If that's the case, if that's your excuse, not you, but anybody whose excuse that is needs to get training, okay? Number 2, and I hear this one a pretty good bit, and I don't even know why. It's against the law to carry a firearm where I am with one in the chamber. So, okay, I'm in the USA. That's all I can speak to. But I got on the old internet there and tried to find anywhere in the USA anywhere you can legally carry a firearm, where you're legal to be carrying that firearm, that it is illegal for you to carry it with one in the chamber. I can't find it. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not saying that municipality does not exist, but every place that I can find, if you are legal to carry a firearm, you are legal to have it in one in the chamber. So I just don't, maybe these people are somewhere else, but I think that there's a lot of misinformation out there. So find the truth out, but wherever your municipality is, find out what your laws are that affect you, or wherever you're going to be, what the laws are there. But I can't find that anywhere. If you can carry legally, I can't find anywhere you cannot have one in the chamber. So there's that. Here's the third one, and this is one that really, I hear this a lot as well, and I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't think it's well thought out. People do it on purpose. Some people say they do it on purpose because it gives them time that extra little bit of time they have to take them to rack the chamber gives them time to make the decision of whether or not they really want to shoot somebody. Okay, first of all, you shouldn't draw your weapon at all unless you are legally and morally justified to use deadly force. Okay, so you shouldn't be drawing it and decide, okay, what do I need to do here? Anybody who carries a gun should already have decided under what conditions they're willing and justified to use lethal force. At least game that in your mind, get that clear in your mind. You need to think about whose life you are saving, whose life you're planning on saving by using lethal force. Okay, that is important. Just drawing a weapon is potentially a crime in most municipalities, whether or not you fire it. So if you're going to draw it, you need to be justified already. You need to have that clear in your mind. You can't be second guessing that stuff when things are on the line. Second part of this is a two-part answer. There's no guarantee that you have time for careful deliberation when a deadly situation arises. But you should have enough self-control to not press the trigger if the situation changes, even if you were justified in drawing the pistol. So just because you draw it, you don't have to go bang. You got to have enough self-control. But you got to be able to make those decisions. As Clint Smith says, you have the rest of your life to solve your problems. How long you live depends on how well you do it. Again, get training. If those questions are in your mind, get training. Training will help resolve those. The fourth one that I hear a lot, and this is related to the second one sort of, but I'll have time. So all these are kind of interrelated, because why would you worry about having time because you're trying to be safe? It only takes an extra half a second because I practice drawing and racking the slide in one smooth motion. Okay, maybe you may not have time. You will already be in reactive, not proactive mode. There's this thing called an OODA loop, which means that's something we all go through in a decision-making process. You observe, you see there's an issue, I need to do something. You orient, okay, now what do I need to do? Where am I going to go? You decide, okay, am I going to do it or not? And you act and you do it. There's a certain time frame that takes. For some of us, it takes longer than others. Whatever the case may be, it is always quicker to be the first person in a gunfight, right? You're going to be in reaction mode always. So you may not have time. It's just, you just may not have that time. And to assume that you will is just absolutely, in my opinion, naive and potentially suicidal. So the other thing that I don't understand why people don't even seem to consider when they say these things, because I think some people are thinking only in best case scenario. They're thinking, I'm going to be by myself, and I'm going to be on my wear, and I'm going to be paying close attention, and everything's going to be good, and I'm not going to have anything in my hands. I'm not going to be holding anybody's hands, because here's the deal. It takes two hands to do this, right? Unless you're trying to do some kind of awkward injury-related thing, which really takes a lot longer. So you may not have both hands available, is my point. Whether an injury, you might be using this hand to fight off an attacker, or fend off an attacker, or do something. You might be holding your kid's hand. My point is, I guess, it seems like people are in la-la land sometimes, that everything's going to go to the best. It's going to be the best case scenario, and we need to prepare for the worst case scenario. Look, if you have to pull a pistol and you're in a gunfight, you're already under the wire. You're already having a really bad experience. It's already a bad day. Why would you expect that things are going to go optimally, right? They've already went completely off the cliff. Why would you think that all of a sudden there's going to be a mattress for you to land on? It's just, and not you again, but that's just, it's very frustrating to me that people just don't seem to think through it. Everybody just thinks about the best case scenario. So that's 4. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to rant. I don't mean to rant, so I'll stop ranting. Number five. And this is the one that really, really, really gets me, okay? I only chamber around if I'm going somewhere sketchy or dangerous. Here's an idea. Don't go there. I mean, unless you're a police officer where you have to go in there, or under rare circumstances, if you're going somewhere that you think you might need a gun, you're already screwing up. You've already made a mistake. Don't go there. Here's the deal. You don't get to pick the day or the location of any potential gunfight, okay? You don't get to pick that. The bad guys pick that. What you can pick is your level of preparedness. Again, get training. Training will help mitigate all of these issues. So that's 5. Just to wrap this up, a couple things I want to say. Again, first of all, I'm not trying to encourage anybody to do anything they're not competent or confident enough to safely do. I do want to encourage everybody to be honest about their level of competency and seek out qualified training to get up to speed on anything they find themselves lacking in. Say it again with me. Get training. And if you aren't sure where to go, I highly recommend taking the fighting pistol class at Tactical Response. Just go to tacticalresponse.com and you can get signed up. You can check it out. They have some great instructors there and a great curriculum. And that class is absolutely geared towards people of all levels of competence, all levels of fitness, all men, women, children, old and young, any types of disabilities or anything like that. They will cater to you. They are absolutely focused and they are just dedicated to helping people learn to defend themselves and their families from criminals. So that's I give them my absolute highest recommendation. I've had several classes with them. Every one was 100% life-changing. So that's it. Again, I didn't mean to start ranting on you here, but I just think that it's really, really important to be honest with yourself and honest with ourselves about these things, and again, prepare for the worst. Expect the worst, not the best. If things turn out better than the worst, then great, but prepare for the worst. So that's it. I'll try not to kick this dead horse again. Hopefully this clears, winds this topic up, but I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared and get training. I'll see you next time.